What's up everybody, welcome to my channel, John's Daily Hustle. Today we're going to talk about what broke again and what's wrong with my Toro Timemaster 30-inch mower. Alright, so you guys know I just bought this mower at the beginning of the season as I picked up quite a few customers just for this and I really needed it. And so far I've loved it. It's actually become my favorite piece of equipment. I've only had one problem with it in the beginning. You guys can go check that out. Now this time I will admit that both of these problems I have with it probably was user error and it could have been avoided. So it was my fault. I guess you can say lesson learned the hard way, unfortunately. You guys know me, that's just how I roll anyways. I'm going to give you 3 seconds here to see if you can spot what's wrong with the mower, one of the first main problems I have with it. You can see it right here. For those of you that couldn't spot it, if you guys noticed, this right here is bent compared to this, which actually I'm very surprised that nobody noticed it in any of my videos. When I'm mowing it, it actually doesn't mow a straight line. It actually curves a little bit to the left, and if I really let it go, it'll actually really curve to the left, because that one wheel is bent. Don't mind my dirty deck down here. I'm actually keeping it dirty and clogging it up for a specific video you guys are going to see real soon. Anyways, I know it's dirty, but you guys can see right here, it's actually bent, and you can see the bend in it right there. This shaft is supposed to be straight. And you guys can see this is the side that's bent and angled in, and this side is straight. So what ended up happening is it was entirely my fault, like I said in the beginning. What I did was I put it on the trailer. I know you guys still haven't seen my trailer setup, but the way I used to do it is I would put it on the trailer sideways like this, and I back my zero turn on the back of that. I used to just take a bungee cord and wrap it around my trailer leg, and then I would actually just hook it. There's a little hole right there. Don't know how well you guys can see that, but I would actually just hook it there and call it good. Well, over time, that bungee kept, stretching like this and ended up breaking after it dry rotted. One day I'm driving and I look back and this mower is rolling back around like this and it slammed into the other side and it actually slammed right here, which you guys can kind of see it's somewhat bent there, but not terrible. I'm really surprised it didn't crack that or break it. But then by the time I got to pull over to the side, it had whipped all the way back over to the other side of the trailer and slammed into the side, kind of like that right there. It slammed in so hard that it actually surprisingly bent the shaft underneath. I would have thought it would have broke the wheel or even bent this somehow, but no, it actually bent the shaft underneath. So again, just as a disclaimer, this is just a residential mower, so it is cheaper and weaker parts, and I'm well aware of that. As well as the fact I could have prevented it just by keeping it more secure on my trailer anyways, or at least having something different than just one little bungee cord. So just keep that in mind, something you guys can note to where it doesn't happen to you. The other problem that happened with it was a very similar problem to the problem I had in the beginning, but again, this was entirely my fault. So unfortunately, I didn't get this on video camera, so you guys can't make fun of me, but you guys can take my word for it. So I was actually using this mower to mow a rougher property, and I picked it up and went to turn it around, and right when I set it down, I actually set it right down on about a 4-inch tall tree stump that was covered in some leaves and some tall grass. And of course, right after it happened, it went right between the blades and jammed it up, and it actually broke the washer that's down in there. If you guys remember that video I linked in the beginning of this, if you guys remember that, those washers in there, I actually shattered one back in the very beginning. I believe it broke in the beginning because it was torqued to spec wrong by the manufacturer. However, this time, it just shattered because obviously, there was a 4-inch tree stump in there, and it did ding up the blades a good bit on both sides, but I was able to repair them. It actually ended up shattering one washer just like it did in the beginning, and the other washer, there's 2 bolts or 2 little holes in there, eye hooks, whatever you want to call them, that keep these blades in line or in time. It actually ended up shearing them completely off. But luckily I did have spare parts where I did have the spare washers because of the last time I ordered extras. It's just one of those things that kind of sucks when it happens because both of those problems were my fault. However, if it was more of a commercial grade or heavier duty, it might not have necessarily broke. The spindles might have messed up when I set it on that tree stump. However, the axle on it probably would have broke regardless of what grade it was, just because of how hard it hit the other side. I do have a fix coming for that axle. I've pretty much gone all season with it bent like that and just having to counter steer it just a little bit. Some of you guys may have noticed it in some of my videos that I've had with that Timemaster. Now the fix I have coming for it, I think you guys are really going to like, because I'm not just replacing the axle on it. I'm going to be swapping it out with something totally different. Hopefully it comes in before the end of the season hits to where I can at least get one, maybe a few mows with it anyways, and make some good content for you guys, because I think you're really going to like what's going to fix that problem. That's the only little hint I can give you on that. You guys will have to wait and see. It's supposed to be here this week, so maybe in another 2 weeks or so, you guys will see a video on it. So anyways, that's all that broke on the Timemaster. Again, it was the axle that had broke. And I messed up both of the spindle washers underneath there once again. Not terrible. I really didn't get down that much time. I maybe lost one day when the spindles messed up underneath there. I was down that one day and had to go back the next day to finish up and fell behind just a little bit because of that, but it wasn't that big of a deal. So those were the only breaks that I've had with it here recently. I kind of wanted to leave my opinions on it and everything out of it because I don't want to give you guys a biased opinion. You guys are getting ready to see a review of this. I'm actually getting ready to record right after this video. I'm going to do a review of it, and if you guys are wanting to know my honest opinion on it and know how many hours I have on it and stuff like that, you guys will get to watch it in that video. So be sure to stay tuned to see what I end up fixing that axle with and what I replace it with, and to make sure you guys see what my review and my opinion is on this mower. And I have a few other videos coming with this mower that you guys don't want to miss. I think you'll really enjoy. Hey, I appreciate you guys for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, and as always guys, thank y'all for watching.